There are moments in life when the body whispers, but we don't always listen. A gentle tightness in the chest after climbing the stairs. A belly that feels heavy even after a small meal. A night when sleep is broken by shortness of breath or the quiet pounding of blood pressure that never seems to calm. For many over 60, these are not dramatic emergencies, but silent companions that slowly steal away energy, peace, and joy. And yet, what if relief could be found in something so small, so ordinary, that it hides in plain sight in the aisle of your grocery store? This isn't about expensive treatments or complicated regimens. It's about remembering what nature has always offered: a forgotten rhythm, a spice once treasured for its ability to soothe the stomach, open the lungs, and calm the restless flow of blood. Something you may have walked past countless times without knowing the quiet power it carries. And if you've been living with discomfort, it's not your fault. The world has made it easy to ignore the body's signals, to accept heaviness and fatigue as inevitable. But the truth is different. Your body is still capable of release, of flow, of renewal. Sometimes it only needs a little reminder, a simple gesture, a return to what has always been there. If this message speaks to something you've been quietly living with, I invite you to stay with me until the end, because what you'll hear today might bring the relief you've been hoping for. And before we dive in, I'd be truly honored if you'd take a moment to subscribe to the channel, leave a like if this message resonates with your journey, and share it with someone you care about. Maybe a friend from church, a longtime neighbor, someone from your walking group, or even your brother or sister. And in the comments, please tell us where you're watching from and how old you are, because you'll see you're not alone. This is a space of care, and your story matters. Inside the body, there is a rhythm that carries us through life. When we are young, this rhythm feels effortless. Food digests quickly, breath flows freely, blood moves without resistance. But as the years pass, the rhythm begins to stumble. The stomach grows slower, holding on to meals that once disappeared with ease. The arteries tighten, forcing the heart to work harder than it should. Inflammation lingers quietly, weaving itself into the joints, the lungs, the very tissues that once felt light. These changes are not punishments for getting older, and they are not signs of failure. They are the natural shifts of a body that has worked tirelessly for decades, adapting to every stress, every meal, every restless night. The problem is not age itself, but the weight of imbalance. Too much strain on digestion, too much tension in circulation, too little space for breath to move freely. Many seniors are told that fatigue, bloating, shortness of breath, or climbing blood pressure are simply the price of growing old. But the truth is softer, kinder. These are signals of an overloaded system, not a broken one. The body is still capable of resetting itself, of finding harmony again, if given the right nudge. And here lies the invisible diagnosis: not a disease with a name, but a state of being out of tune, a body caught in noise instead of melody. The good news is that hidden within everyday life are small, natural ways to restore this rhythm. They have been used for centuries, carried quietly through generations, waiting for us to remember them. So often, what weighs us down isn't one dramatic event, but the small choices we repeat without even noticing. A late dinner eaten in front of the television when the body is already longing for rest. A glass of water skipped because the day felt too busy. A pinch of salt hidden in bread, sauces, and snacks that slowly stiffens the arteries and leaves the belly swollen. Hours spent sitting still, while the breath grows shallow and the muscles forget their strength. These silent mistakes don't happen because of carelessness. They happen because life has a way of piling routines on top of us until we forget how to listen to the body's whispers. We accept the nighttime bloating, the tightness in the chest, the restless sleep as if they were normal companions of aging. But they are not destiny. They are habits, and habits can be changed. Think of how often you've pushed through a day of discomfort, telling yourself it was nothing, or that it comes with the years. Yet, inside, your body was sending signals. A stomach crying out for lighter meals, lungs asking for deeper breaths, tissues begging for hydration. When ignored, these signals grow louder, taking the form of pressure that rises, joints that ache, and a spirit that feels heavy. The quiet truth is that many of these burdens can be lifted with simple adjustments. A little more water, an earlier meal, a walk under the morning sun, a pause to breathe deeply. None of these require great effort, but together they create space for the body to heal. And when paired with the right natural allies, even the smallest changes can awaken a surprising sense of renewal. Across ancient markets and quiet kitchens in the East, there has always been a small green pod known not just for its fragrance, but for its ability to bring balance back to the body. Cardamom. A spice so unassuming that many walk past it in the store without a second thought. Yet, for centuries, it has been used in traditional practices to soothe digestion, clear the lungs, and ease the flow of blood. Imagine holding one of these tiny seeds between your fingers. Its shell carries a subtle perfume, and when steeped in warm water, it releases a calming aroma that seems to invite the body into harmony. People once turned to this spice not as a luxury, but as part of daily living. A way to keep the stomach calm after heavy meals, to breathe more freely when air felt thick, to quiet the pulse when it beat too hard. Modern science has begun to uncover what ancient wisdom already knew. Cardamom holds compounds that ease inflammation, support digestion by awakening enzymes, and relax the vessels through which blood flows. Its gentle warmth helps break down what is stuck, whether in the gut or in the chest, and its natural oils seem to whisper to the body, release, breathe, flow. This is not about chasing miracles. It is about remembering the simple allies that nature placed in our path, long before pharmacies and pills. A handful of seeds, a cup of tea, a daily ritual of calm, small enough to be overlooked, but powerful, enough to restore rhythms that age has tried to silence. There was a woman in her late 60s who often sat quietly through family dinners, hiding the discomfort that came after every meal. Her stomach would swell, her breath felt tight, and by the time night fell, she dreaded the restless hours of twisting in bed. The doctor told her it was just age, that digestion slows, that blood pressure climbs, that sleep grows fragile. She accepted it, but inside she carried a quiet grief, the sense that her body had slipped away from her. One evening, a neighbor shared something unexpected, a small jar filled with green pods. "Try steeping these in warm water," she said softly. With nothing to lose, the woman did. She crushed a few seeds, let them rest in the cup, and as the steam rose, she felt the air change. She drank slowly, not expecting much. But that night, her belly felt lighter. The pounding in her chest softened. She slept, not perfectly, but better than she had in months. It wasn't a miracle, but it was enough to spark hope. So she continued. A cup in the evening, sometimes chewing the seeds after a heavy lunch. Within weeks, her days felt different. She could climb the garden steps without stopping to catch her breath. She laughed more during meals, no longer bracing for discomfort. And most of all, she no longer felt betrayed by her body. Instead, she felt that perhaps it had only been waiting for a simple reminder, a gentle ally, to guide it back to balance. When we pause long enough to listen, the body reveals a truth we often forget. It is not broken, only burdened. The heaviness in the stomach, the restless nights, the breath that feels too shallow. These are not signs that life has ended its gifts, but reminders that the body is asking for gentleness. Small choices, small rituals, can shift the weight. A cup of warm water infused with a forgotten spice, a slower meal, a deeper breath under the morning sky. Age does not erase the body's ability to heal. It only asks for patience, for rhythm, for kindness. And in those simple gestures, we find that our strength has not vanished. It has only been waiting to rise again, quietly but surely, when given the chance. If this story touched something inside you, the quiet discomfort after meals, the short breath at night, the steady climb of pressure that you've learned to live with, know this: you are not alone. These struggles are not your fault, and they do not have to define the years ahead. Sometimes it is the smallest of gestures, a seed, a spice, a cup of warm water that remind the body of the balance it once knew. I want to thank you for staying with me until the end. Your presence here means more than you realize. By listening, reflecting, and opening your heart to these gentle possibilities, you are already honoring your health in ways that matter. And if you found value in this space, I would be truly grateful if you would subscribe to the channel, leave a like to let me know this message resonated with you, and share it with someone dear, perhaps a sister, a neighbor, someone from your church, your walking group, or even an old friend who might need a reminder that healing is still possible. And now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever tried cardamom in your tea, your food, or even chewed the seeds yourself? What has your experience been with simple, natural practices that bring relief? Share your thoughts in the comments. Every story matters here, and yours may inspire someone else who is searching quietly, just like you. And if there's a topic you'd like us to explore in a future video, let us know. This channel exists to serve you. You're not too old. It's not too late. Your body still remembers how to heal. It just needs your help to begin.